we've talked about your business, but you've also mentioned to me some philanthropic, passions that you have as well, including potentially developing a trade school for marine skills. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So as Admiralty Marine Center got off the ground and more classic boats came under my management here, I started putting out job vacancies for shipwrights and people to work on Amigo and a couple other wooden boats that we have on site. And just one example for Indeed.com, I put a job posting for a shipwright. I got like 104 applicants to this one job, and only like 3 of them were qualified shipwrights of what I need to get Amigo to where she needs to be. And that was a clear indicator to me that a lot of people love these boats and want to work on them, but they may not have the skills to do that. And historically, it's older shipwrights that are fading out of the industry and retiring, and I see a need for shipwrights, for basically wooden boat carpenters who can do structural stuff on wooden boats. I talked to a project manager of another well-known restorer up in Rhode Island, and he said, look, I was trying to hire one of his guys. He said, I'm trying to hire 6 of them tomorrow, if you know anyone. So I was like, okay, that was another indicator.
So an indicator out there is that there's a real need for people to work on boats, but the people with the skills they don't exist.
Correct. Yeah, wooden boats specifically is what I want to focus on.
I mentioned to you and people who maybe know me and have listened to podcast many years ago now. My friend Michael Long, who runs Sail Future up in St. Petersburg, and I've seen him go through many iterations, including they now have a school. It's about 2 or 3 years old, called Sail Future Academy. Sail Future started as a nonprofit organization that really helped young people who were either in juvenile justice programs or they were at-risk youth, and they would use sailing as a rehabilitative means. And anyway, it's like I said, it's gone through a lot of iterations, but the school now is open to people who are even beyond, the juvenile justice at-risk population, but it still has a lot of young people in that population that go to their school. They can get a scholar. It's a private school, actually, but they use the Step Up for Students scholarship program here in Florida that provides low-income students from low-income families, a certain amount of scholarship to go to a private school. And so there are hundreds of thousands of kids now use that to go to private schools here in Florida. It's a great program. But Michael has used it for students to go to his school. So it's a private school where the kids basically are getting the state, in a sense, to pay for it. But one of the big things that they emphasize at the school that they help train is actually marine trades. And it's great because then they bring in an old boat that maybe somebody donated for the program. And then they can help. First of all, they get, I hate to say it, but it sounds like they got free labor because the students are working on the boat, but it's also a way to train the students into all the skills. I mean, everything from fixing the air conditioning on the boat to the engines to restoring the boat, furnishing the inside. I mean, just every nook and cranny about the boat. The students learn, and then when they graduate, they've got these amazing skills. They got some certifications to go into a much needed industry, especially here in Florida. So it sounds like we need to connect you and Michael Long, just so maybe you guys can learn from each other, but also I think it's going to be really interesting to see how you develop this program here in Palm Beach County. I think there'll be a lot of young people. This is a job that AI isn't going to take away, at least not for a long time.
True.
So if people are going to school for all sorts of other degrees, it might be better to go to trade school or go to the Admiralty Marine Academy as you're developing it to basically earn some skills so that they can be employed in the market.
Absolutely. I would love to talk with him and compare notes, and that's definitely what I'm shooting to accomplish here.